Hello and welcome to round 5 of the RP season 6. Season 6? I think it's season 6. It's myself, Gonz, and I'm here with Jack, and we're here to bring you an hour of madness around Watkins Glen. We're
Yep.
just about to head into qualifying. We need to mention our, I guess, sponsors. I'm not too sure if I still haven't figured it out yet, but there's donating gifts to the winners of the season in tonight's finale. The custom wheel cover of the winner of Pro, and stickers, I believe, for and GT4. So hello, Jack. By the way, how are you?
Hello, Gonz. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, excited for my first time doing commentary for this. We will go to you the live scenes on the track as soon as we get into the actual qualifying session proper. Just a couple minutes out from that. Yeah, so excited to be here for the final at Watkins Glen. It seems like there's about 10 drivers that have a chance of winning their respective groups. 4 drivers, or I think 5 actually, for the GT3 Pro group, which is quite exciting. We'll go over those standings in a few minutes. Yeah, how are you
It's,
today, Gonz?
yeah, I'm doing good. It's gonna be interesting to see how the GT4s get involved tonight. I think as well because I think there's a couple of drivers in their group that can win it, and they're not gonna be so willing to give up time. And yeah, it's
Okay, we are into the qualifying for GT4. Who is first out onto track? It is none other than Joel in the 406 car.
we go through the standings.
Yeah, so GT4 looks like this. So we have in first place we have Bingus McBongus on 55 points, Hartley
You
in
need
the
to,
lead.
you need to
Need to do what?
unhide the thingy
I
majiggy.
have unhide the HUD.
Oh, never mind.
So
Ignore
yeah,
me.
you are
Yeah,
missing the
ignore
game.
me.
Yes, yeah.
Ignore me.
In second, we have Hartle on 44 points. Third is Joel on 40. Fourth is our very own Deep Cuts on 34 points. Fifth is Schloblum on 26. In sixth place on 21 points, we have Oosthuizen and Bonning coming up in seventh on 13th. Not all of those drivers are with us today, but the top 3 are all here. So, while they get their warm-up laps underway, we will just follow along with Joel while we go over the GT Am tally, which is a bit of a longer list here. So, the main contenders up today are going to be Fiedler, Zerling, and Langevin, all of which are in striking distance of that winner's position. Who have you got your money on, Gons?
Good luck.
Fiedler,
Good
yeah.
old Sebastian, yeah. Good luck, senior.
Yeah, so a heavy favourite there. He is 11 points clear, so something would have to go horrendously wrong for Zerlin to be able to clinch the title. And for our pro class, of which there are 5 drivers technically still in the running for that first place. We've got Mo and Tom clear ahead on 44 and 42 respectively. But if something does go horrendously wrong, Linham, Barrack and Mertens are all in the running. Could be an interesting if a Schumacher-esque incident happens earlier on in the race. I doubt it though.
I can't pick between Robin Moe or Tom Stack. It's all down to their mistake. They're both very similar on pace. I think it's going to come down to slight mistakes for today in the GT Pro class.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough and stressful race, and one slightly wrong decision can cost you a championship, and I think emotions are going to be flaring both sides today.
Yeah, especially if something does happen in qualifying. You never know what can happen in those 15 minutes. We could have them both up on the front row, taking it up through the S's, or one could be quite far down if they just can't hook it together around this track.
You change the TV tower, by the way, please.
Yeah, of course I can. There we go. Let's
Nice.
have a look into that. Let's get those standings away while we have a look at Joel, who is our first man on track in the GT4 class.
There's only 4 tonight. I'm disappointed in that.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like only 4 turn up. It's the 3 people who are in contention for that championship, plus Hartle in there to mix something up in the KTM, a car that is near and dear to my heart.
GT4 will be fun round here.
Yeah, the KTM and the Alpine are very rapid and quite strong cars around here.
Maserati would be a handful. All the off-camber turns
and through the loops as well. The
mate,
chicane into that long right-hander, you need pretty much perfect throttle control to not lose the back end.
I have newfound respect for people who drive a Maserati after driving it in Suzuka.
Yeah, okay.
Jesus Christ.
I see the times come in. Sloan is a second off.
Alpine.
Second faster. The Alpine is
Alpine
a menace
rapid.
around
It's built
here.
for tracks like this. It's built for swoopy corners. This is literally
And let's have a look Pearl in that KTM. I will apologise. I do not have the liveries, so we are going to be with a lot of black cars today.
Not acceptable.
That is something I could go and fix.
Can you download them now, put them in, and then just reconnect?
Yeah, that is something I can certainly do. Yeah.
After qualifying.
Yeah, I will be able to do that.
Yeah.
Very, very quickly. I'll find those now. That was something
slipped our mind. We've done everything else. That slipped our mind.
Yeah, everything else.
Sorry, I'm not streaming tonight because my PC has decided it is giving up the ghost, and every time I try pushing it, it gives me lovely blue screens and error messages.
Yeah. Seems like my workforce. My workforce has decided that it's going to be me doing it today. Just download these libraries, stick it in the folder. And we thought the Alpine was quick, but Bongus is a second and a half faster.
Should we switch over to someone?
Absolutely sending it. Yeah, just give us one moment. Let me just see who is on the end of the lap. It looks like Bongus is up, but he's looking very rapid in that lovely Maserati. But the KTM is looking about 3/10 faster than its previous lap, and it's going to be absolutely mental round there.
So we don't see enough GT4 racing to know what GT4 time should be around here, so it's always hard in qualifying for GT4s.
Yeah, you'd expect them with quite a few. With only 1 or 2 long straights to be right up there in the speed, but there's a lot of flat out corners on this track that mean that they don't get the love that you'd want them to. And now, hopefully, adding liveries to the livery folder doesn't completely crash everything.
No. I'll get the elevator music ready.
No, that's absolutely fine. It hasn't crashed anything, and they'll be ready for the next session. Again, apologies for that, folks, if you have a specific livery you love to see. Well, it's me out there, but Schloman can't quite loop it up. He's half a second slower on his previous lap.
Uh-oh.
And he's just lost it, gone to the barrier. That's going to be damage.
Suboptimal line, that is. I've seen one.
Yeah, that's a little bit counter theory there, not quite getting it hooked up.
Bird of esports line, but that's pushing it.
Yeah. So Bongus is a clear 2 seconds nearly off the pace for the rest of the races today.
Is he just going to drive around for the whole race with one arm out a window waving? I mean...
Yeah, he's pretty much every lap is going to be a victory lap at this point, unless something majorly goes wrong at the start.
Blows the engine.
Oh, just a slow GT3 going off in front could cause something major.
We see it happen every race. The gap builds up. GT4s happens to be there doing its thing, as you know, as it's entitled to.
Yep.
And laps close. We're seeing people being pestered by competitors for lap after lap after lap and managed to get around a GT4 just before a corner and just gain time. It's why we love multi-class racing.
Yeah, and with the smaller amount, you'd think with less GT4s, you'd expect it to affect it more, but actually, with the few amount of GT4s, if they're not together, then it just adds an extra chicane to the track every couple of laps.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. I mean, ideally, you'd want a pack of 20 of them. That would really mix up the racing, but...
Yeah, if you had to get past 3 or 4 into the loops, then you'd have to bide your time on that.
Drivers go not enough power, so they don't bother.
But we're
it's not as easy a drive as for GT3s, so...
Yeah, well, we are approaching 2/3 through the GT4 qualifying, and it is looking like Bongus is going to take that pole for the last race of the season. Luckily, at least the Maserati that I've got is yellow. Otherwise, I think I might be destroyed in our chat if I don't show the Cheddarati in its
Haven't even
full
been
glory.
looking at that. Apologies. I've just been chilling. Feels weird having to not click on a million buttons. It's quite relaxing, actually.
Hello, everyone. Yep, apologies for the YouTube chat. Haven't quite been paying attention to you guys. That is on me. How is everyone doing this evening for the last race? Who's in the chat is driving? Who is just vibing?
Muscle typing as he's going down the straight.
Jesus.
There we go. And he's stopping to type, but you see.
Yeah, he's going to be very angry at me for not showing it in its full cheesy glory. However, while we're talking about that, Joel is currently 7 tenths up on his previous qualifying lap.
Yeah, he can put in a lap or two. I've seen it before.
One of the few drivers actually now coming up that exit of the boot and into the wall, and he lost it. It was such a promising lap that might have got him ahead of Hartle. So important for the Porsche on this track to get track position.
Suboptimal.
But that is not the line, my friend. That is not the grip you wanted. Is he going to come into the pits, which he surely has to with that amount of damage? Let's have a look at what Mr. Schloblund is doing. Frederick coming into the toe of the boot. That tight downhill hairpin. It's a clean exit, but is it fast? Looks like he's a few tenths down on his current time, so he's not going to improve. He would need 2 seconds off his current fastest lap to take the first spot from Bongus.
That's right. He's looking pretty much unbeatable around here, isn't it? Class of his own.
Yeah, I was also expecting the KTM to be up there just due to the fact that it can go pretty flat out in the S's.
Slow top end.
But it's that fast straight out of it that's causing it the issues. Yeah, at the end of the lap, he's only a tenth off, but he's now coming onto a faster lap. Brakes
I love
lovely
Watkins
late into 90.
I love it.
Oh, but it looks like he's slow on the exit as his delta comes down and down.
One of them tracks where you can throw most cars around it and have a really good time.
Yeah, speaking of the cars, we have a nice mix in the field today with Hondas, AMGs, just kind of a little bit of everything. No Bentley, but we can dream to be better next season. He's looking quick through there, taking all the curb he could want.
Completely changing game / sim. I want to drive the new Toyota on iRacing around this circuit.
Ooh, that would be very nice.
Hell of a laugh. Stadium truck suspension around going down there. But yeah, back to ACC.
Yeah, well, speaking of upcoming content, just as we've got, looks like we aren't going to have much changes going into the end. Yeah, we're coming to the end of the support cycle for this wonderful sim. But the GT2 cars that are announced to be coming at some point in the future are going to shake it up a little bit, I hope. The new fastest class.
They should be a lot more drivers will go to them because it's new and quicker.
Yeah.
But then I think that what they're hoping is I think enough will want to do that because it's new, but enough will stay with GT3 because they know it.
Yeah.
So it's hopefully a good way that we might get a good amount of multi-class racing for the last couple of years of the cycle. Yeah. So they've got 2.5 years left now, so I think they announced it longer again, didn't they?
Yeah, so essentially we've got the 2023 GT update, which should include all the new cars for the next season, and hopefully, rumour has it, a preview of the upcoming the preview of the new Mercedes GT3, the new McLaren GT3, and the Mustang. Looks like those are things that we might be getting at least one of those. Those are the 2024 cars. And then there's the GT2 DLC. Those seem to be the last two major updates, which should bring us lovely into the AC2, which maybe a 2025.
Please let us use mods.
Yeah, we are hoping for a stronger mod support. Less focus on the official series and a bit more on a little bit of everything. Well,
We don't care about DLCs, but let us mod.
yeah. Well, Frederick looks to be about a tenth up on their fastest time, and Joel's about half a second up on his current lap. So we will snap to him just to see where he ends up, if he can claw back a few tenths on these final corners. Currently a 3-second deficit from pole position for the GT4 class for Joel.
He was well up, wasn't he? But only he walled it.
He went into the
Went
wall.
to meet my good old mate Barry R.
Very, very nice.
Barry went, hello.
Yeah, that is half a second quicker for the Porsche, but it isn't enough to get him out of the 4th
I'm
spot.
surprised, man. I thought that would be rapid round here. I don't understand why it's no good. Not no good. Sorry, that sounds like a really bad insult. I know he's a very quick driver, so that's why I'm just surprised he's that far off the pace.
From my time, the few races I've actually done in the GT4 Porsche, it's a little bit slippy under power on turning, so it might just be losing. Might be losing a little bit.
I don't know if it's like because it's no real slow speed corners, and I'm guessing that's where it excels at. But...
Saying that, but he is now 5 tenths up again, just from his exit on the S's, and there it is. The commentator curse has happened. Oh, his last chance to get an extra position before the GT3 start.
GT3s are out, by the way.
And they are out, they are going, and we have Ivan Barak
change a little
in first place. We'll move over to the GT3 standings.
Sorry, I don't mean to be.
No, you're absolutely fine. This is my first time doing it. I do
you
need a race. I literally need a broadcast director here.
I know what it's like.
I'm losing my mind, but I have Haribo.
That's why I don't think we have
We see all the cars coming up to the hill.
This president got out first, did he? Nice.
Yeah. The president
He's
is
rapid round there in this car.
Yeah.
I know he's rapid.
And he's also giving Tom and Mo the benefit of the slipstream.
So he'll be up there with them too, for sure. We haven't got Lyndon tonight, have we?
No.
So pretty much.
Oh, well, there's already been an off. Number 81 is off and gone straight back into pits. And Moreno also had an off.
Uh-oh.
Big incident. Some cars going very slow, trying to get some gap up. What we'll do is we'll go with the lead car and we'll watch this first lap of the GT3s. As it comes up through the S's. Pretty much flat out through here for the Mercedes, isn't it? So that long straight. All the way to the inner and outer loop. See how quick he can take it. How much curb does he take? Just all of it.
Sends, mate. Just sends.
He sends it, bringing it right tight, breaking down for this lovely downhill section.
I don't know how he does it. Makes the car so easy to drive.
It just makes it
quickly.
It looks like it's just glued to the track.
Looks like he's going. It looks like he could go a lot quicker, if that makes sense. Like it looks like he's not.
It looks like he's going a little bit in slow motion.
Yeah. And you get me just having to absolutely yeet it to try and get a lap time.
Yeah. And he's got so much gap behind him as well, so he's actually not giving that much of a tow along to Tom.
He's a proper contender for pole. Like, not even joking.
Yeah, especially with the car and track. His nearest rivals are on cars that aren't exactly known for being favoured around the Glen.
I've witnessed high split lobbies of him getting pole around here on certain ACC services.
As he comes around the final corner, what is the benchmark for this qualifying the final race of the season. Or was that a little touch of the wall, possibly?
He'll be right. He'll be right.
It brings it to 1:44.3. Let's see how the times fall from now on.
Oh,
Thomas Jack, half a second. Mo within
oh, yeah.
100th.
And
He's been taken by Big.
He's up there, though, telling
The
you.
other AMG just slightly pips into pole so far on that first lap in. Let's see where the rest of the competitors of this next group fall in. Scott.
Daniel Scott, yeah.
Being fastest in that amateur group. Brando coming and splitting them. Oh, Barnes takes that top group slot for them in the McLaren.
Are we up on with an amateur driver?
Let's see who's going around the final corner. The 141 car coming up. Ball in. Can he do it in the Honda? How much speed can he take? It's looking rapid.
Yep.
Oh, and that's
It's looking invalidated.
it looks like it's invalidated actually from what I can see. Let's stick with him, see what we can get on his first lap out. We'll keep an eye on the timing tree just to see if anything strange happens up top. But so far we've got Beeg in first, and then we've got Barack and Mo less than a tenth behind him. And 5 tenths back is Thomas Jack. There's a huge gap considering what we were expecting and how close the racing could be between them. Looks like the Porsche is struggling with the...
Is he up right now? I haven't got race control open. I suppose I could, to be fair.
Let's have a look. Let's get out this relative, see what we can see. Jack is a second up on his fastest lap at the moment.
Let's go over to him. Let's go over.
Let's go over to him. Second up. Let's see where it ends up. There it is. He is 5 tenths up on the thing of Beeg back to him.
Playing games with us.
In the small PP Porsche. Needed that lap.
Tiny exhaust spikes on the back.
Let's see who else has got an advantageous delta towards the end of the lap, shall we? Oh, the 31 car has stopped on track. Come back to the pits. He's absolutely fine. Let's have a look at this 81 car now coming over the finish line. Where is he going to spot? And it's Van Quillen quite far back. Must have had that yellow flagged car come up in front of him at some point.
At a moment, yeah.
Feedlick looking like it's 7 tenths faster than his current, so going to give him a few spots up if he can keep it going after that little wobble.
Look at his dad, championship leader.
There's a ball in front, sideways.
Ball in.
You can't park there, sir.
Cannot.
Feedlick actually goes up a tenth by dodging the man. And stops himself just in
I think he has a
spot.
good race for final race this season. He's had a bad season in both championships.
Yeah, it'll be very nice. Now, let's go along with Robin Moe, who is currently 5 tenths up on his current best lap time. Number 13 of Thomas Jack bailing that lap there at the exit of the boot section.
Ball in set lap.
Ball in set lap, where is he? Oh, he's a little bit slower there.
Sorry, ball in.
Let's have a look at this 113 car.
Did you get into fourth gear or just...
Possibly. Rapid, all that beautiful slide. He's going into the pit on a lap that could have been pole position.
He knows there's more time. He wants to fuel.
He wants to fuel, maybe.
He bailed on that to get 2 laps.
We'll hop on with Loafer in that BMW.
Yeah, still got 7 minutes. They can get quite a few laps.
So we've got some time, but we've got a group Loafer as people following him that are looking at up to half a second faster than their current fastest lap times. Oh, and he doesn't get that last corner right. It's
pretty harsh. It's pretty harsh on this sim compared to others.
Yeah,
the curb is the limit there.
You have to be very, very careful.
A lot of others you can just yeet across.
Let's have a look at Pierre Moreno.
Good to see him back. He missed a couple few races.
Yeah, nice to him back.
It's like first and last race with him.
That Audi currently looking about 2 seconds faster than his current lap time, and he's just gaining delta the faster he goes.
Yeah,
this might be his first actual fast lap we see from him.
He'll always be up there. If he can get a clean lap in, he'll always be up there.
Let's have a look at this. It's got a yellow flag in the boot, so let's snap back to reality. There is traffic as we're trying to get those final laps in. all those blue dots on their outlaps. Current gap for Moreno, 4.1 seconds from pole. Current delta time is minus 3.8. He is going to be right up there with Jack and B. See where he can put it. Make sure he makes no mistakes on the last corner.
Fair play. I think. Oh.
And a flying Amazon AWS.
How much we get paid for that?
That's
free advertising. Well, not free. Sorry, not free advertising. Not payment.
As we know, I am powered by AWS.
I don't want to know. Not that acronym sounds for you.
Let's have a look. He's about half a second off the pole time. It looks like. Is he going to be ahead of Iceman? Oh, just behind Barack and President. He's up there. Oh, look how close that is between Moreno and Barack, though. That is going to be a war for that position.
Spicy, mate. It's going to be spicy.
Let's have a look who is currently hitting those rapid times. Looks like everyone's on their outlaps. Including the man himself, Barack. That AMG looking rapid around here. Trying to get another fast lap in. And it does look handsome going around.
Yeah, Discord's being a bit buggy right now.
Yeah, no, that will happen because Discord is intelligent and strong.
It's lying.
There we go. Some beautiful clean racing now. It looks like Barack is about 0.2 up on his previous best. We'll see if we can get that to correlate into maybe a position up. Mo is also coming up to finish a lap that is looking to be on par with his current best, so might not be able to improve much, and Barack might pip him to 3rd place on that grid. Now, you'll have to... All yours, Gonz.
Oh, no, I was saying this is it. They've got 4 minutes.
Probably all those blue dots are on their outlaps. They've probably only got 1 fast lap to go. Unless Barack's fueled up for 2 laps, this will be his last one, more than likely. The only thing I was going to say is I'm actually unsure. Is pole starting on the left or the right on this track?
No idea.
We'll figure it out in about
You'd hope on the right. But
yeah, you'd hope to be on the...
Knowing how racing works, probably on the left. Yeah, you definitely want to be on the inside.
Oh!
Would you, because of
we may have just missed something absolutely amazing. Barack just stuck it on pole.
Ooh.
By 3/100ths. However, Thomas Jack is now looking at being 3/10ths faster.
I told
with
you, right?
B looking half a second faster than his current best. So they could again be on step for step with each other. A battle of German cars and not German drivers? I don't know. I don't know enough about them to commentate on that.
It's going to be a hell of a drive tonight.
This is for a little bit of pride, but mostly for glory and free stuff from Pineapple Grips.
It's one of them races where friendships are put on hold, if that makes sense.
Oh, yes, 100%. It's going to be 2/10ths quicker goes Jack. B was
really
looking
cheeky.
faster, but it looks like he's lost some time. No, sorry about that.
That's none of us being really cheeky. Mates moves things, giving each other too much space, and you make a mistake and put your car there where it shouldn't be. It's on you, kind of thing tonight, you know.
100%. Yeah. This is going to be a special race. Just before Christmas, one of these is going to get a nice present, and hopefully it's not being punted off at T1.
There's a lot of semi-heavy braking zones where they could back up quite a lot on the first lap, so it's going to be interesting to see if a lot of the drivers remember that. It's a lot easier to be side by side a lot more here, so the relative speeds on the lap 1 are going to be a bit slower. It's very easy to see a lot of hunts, especially going up to after turn 2, 3, 4 up along there towards the bus stop.
And listen, Moreno just had a little bit of an off coming up to the start of his final qualifying lap. Doesn't spell good things for him getting further up the grid.
Did Ballin get a lap in?
Uh,
I can't see, it's so blurry.
yes, he is currently sitting in 14th, the slowest of the pro class. Now, Big is looking at absolutely smashing his last time, and he almost takes it, but is again just 200ths off that fast time by Thomas Jack. Looking almost unstoppable today in that Porsche.
I'm gonna watch it from the YouTube stream.
Is it bad?
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine. I will stop streaming into Discord.
I'll be a few seconds behind, but
no, that's absolutely okay. I'm going to switch over to Robin Moe, who is now coming around to that second to last corner. He is a few temps up. Is he going to be able to get enough speed off of it, or has he just bitten that last lap? He pulls across because he went too far on that last corner. Didn't quite keep it in the lines. That is disappointing for Mo, who's going to be starting 3 spaces back from his championship rival and is going to have some work to do in the race.
oh, that's invalidated. One more shot, mate. That's nearly the wall. Oh, we bottled it.
Yeah.
He bottled it.
Now on with Pierre Moreno. He's looking rapid going around the second to last corner. It's looking like he might actually put Mo into 5th. Let's see what happens. He does put him to 5th. There's a disappointing qualifying for Robin Moe. An absolute worldie for Thomas Jack. Now, I'm going to put us on board with B because he is still running. Is he going to put it on pole? Oh, he's just off the last one. Barak now coming around.
Oh, Mr. President.
Mr. President coming into the toe. He is 2 tenths down, and his delta is 0.18. He's just lost a lot of speed into the toe there. He's going to have to get it all back in this final sector. But he must know that he can put it on pole, and he's got it in him. He takes a wonderful line through there, a little bit of extra exit, get that extra speed up the hill. 2 final corners, he has to gain about 1/10 on it, and he'll get it. Oh, he just clips the dirt, that's going to slow him down enough where it might keep him off pole position for tonight. And he knows it. As a disappointing end to the qualifying. Well, I am going to pop us my short break while we move over to the race proper and get those textures sorted out so we can see everyone's wonderful liveries for the final race, Racing Pal Series.
Nice.
I am back. Thank you for holding with us there for that brief technical pause. It is indeed coming home, Husky. But which home is it going to come to? I have my money on Rob. I think Robin Moe is going to get an absolute worldie of a start on this one. So we're going to have our camera follow him just for these opening couple of corners. And the formation lap.
So, yeah. I'm gonna go Mr. President for a race win, bro. Although I think he's gonna get pipped to the title still by Jack. I think Feelak's gonna win now. And I don't really see any other way apart from McBongus winning it unless some voodoo shit happens, stuff happens, you know. So
yeah, so it would have to be a absolute upset for Bongus not to win this.
We've seen it happen in the last race, though. It happens. All comes down to the last lap, one lap, you know.
Yeah, one lap,
lap,
or even on this one corner. Go side by side into that inner loop bus stop chicane. Bad things can happen. As anyone that watched the 4 hours at the Glen earlier this year will know, some awful things can happen into that corner if you're side by side with someone that doesn't want to give the position.
That's some horrible deaths in other cars around this track.
There were 10 seconds.
Nudged into a wall on the right hand side of a bus stop, mate. You're done. You know.
Just
hit the final wall,
seconds.
final corner. That's always a painful one when you hit the wall coming out final corner.
Seems like our resident commentator Husky is fully on Mr. President in the 722 to take it home. Let's have a look at the start of this. See some absolutely wonderful people driving in this series. Some absolutely amazing drives all year from people up and down the board.
It's been competitive all season, which is good. It's very easy for people to have a bad race or two and be nowhere, but everyone seems to have had either clean races or everyone's had the equal amount of mistakes, you know what I mean? So it's good that there's still a lot of people in it to reach championship, really. We say must all win that have got it, but it only takes one visit in the wall and you're up down, and that's enough points, you know. He's at the advantage of obviously only 3 other drivers, so but we've seen it before.
Let's have a quick rundown of the cars we've got. So we have Thomas Jack in pole, followed by Beeg in the 96 AMG, Mr. President Barak in the 722, followed closely by the 22 Audi of Pierre Moreno. Robin Moe in that lead pack in the 113 Honda. So those are the 5 to watch for the start, because that's going to have the biggest impact on our GT3 Pro Championship. They're followed up by Feelak, who is looking like a lock-in for that amateur.
A beast of a 6th place.
Putting it up there. Also with another the pro driver, Christian Schott, just behind him, who has had an amazing finish this season already. But just couldn't link it up over the Glen, and it looks like he's slowed right down for some reason. Barnes in the 419 will go a bit quicker. Stockman behind him. Scott and Langevin there together, just closing those top 4 for the amateur slots. Randall and Borlin having a little bit of fun near the back of the pro grid. T. Lofert, the second Tom, just having a bit of fun in that BMW. Rest of the amateur, we've got Schwartz in the 52. The other Feelak in the 206, quite a bit far behind.
The other Feelak. That's Aaron.
That's Aaron Feelak coming in 16th on the grid.
The disgrace.
Fail Games, driving the Fail Games Ferrari, is back in 17th. Van Gool just couldn't put together that qualifying lap that he needed in 81st, in the 81. GT4 cars, we have Bingus McBongus in the Cheddarati, ready to go. Schlobem just behind him in that Alpine, and Hurtle right there along him in the KTM. Joel rounding out the GT4s, and Parnell in the 5 Astons, who didn't qualify.
Gone special, mate. He's going to win the race. What?
Coming up behind. Hopefully he doesn't cause any carnage that could lead to an interesting change in the standings.
Never goes wrong.
So we'll go back online with Robin Moe, and we'll have a look at how this start goes, as they line up around the last 2 corners and get that catch-up going. We
Yeah,
are
I'm quite far
just...
behind, so I'm going to go off of what you're saying, not what I'm
That's
seeing.
right. We are just seconds away from the start of the last race of the year for Racing Pals. Hopefully it is a merry, merry Christmas and a happy new year to one of these racers. And yes, that was cringe on purpose. As they come along.
Well, I'm going to cross your name out of the invite list, mate. There we go.
That's absolutely fine. This will be my first and only time on commentary because of that one comment. And let's have a look as they all come down the front. And we are away for the Glen. Coming down 2x2. Oh, some little bits of contact. That's going to give Mo the absolute perfect run around the outside.
Sorry, when you can, stream in Discord, actually. Sorry.
Alright, let's stream on Discord. It's gone. Oh, we have some people going round and round and round and round. And there has been some collection and a massive collision at the back.
No. That's more than half a grid, isn't it?
That is more than half the grid. We may have to do a small cut to commercial break and get this race going.
Hold on.
It looks like Bonkers has decided to take the break, which means we are going to quickly cut to a break and we will be right back with more action once we figure out how we're going to resolve this mess, gentlemen. Bear with us and we'll be right back to the racing as soon as we can.
Told you it's going to be spicy. Take two.
Take two of the race. Decision was made to red flag due to the absolute carnage that happened at the back of the grid there. So we're going to get another formation lap and we're going to take it slow this time on the start.
That was easy, half a field, easy. If not more.
I think I would say more. 3/4 of the field absolutely gone. And as you can see, a lot more care and consideration being taken on this formation lap. Oh, and it looks like someone's already got into the wall on the formation lap.
Was their wheel turn still from the crash, and they hadn't reset?
They were probably on full 360 to the right and pressed the go button. Let's get this wonderful shot from the back of Mo's car. Actually, let's take some time to appreciate what is the Cheddarati.
Oh yeah, it's a beast.
Well, for those of you that missed the rundown on the first formation lap, I'm not repeating it.
Now go on. We can pay for.
Oh, so there's some dude in first, then some Mercedes in second and third from people. The important thing is Bongus at the lead of the GT4 pack, and our boy Ballin, who has got some work cut out from him to get up through 14th. But that championship battle up front, Jack and Mo, just 2 points between them. Whoever wins out of these two is more likely going to take home our trophy for this season. But if they both somehow DNF, the president, Ivan Barak, he can swoop in and win this race.
How many points behind is he?
He is, I believe, 15 points
behind
Thomas Jack, and 16 points for a win.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was a bit closer than that.
So it is a massive outside. It is about as likely as Morocco reaching the semi-finals of a FIFA World Cup, but they did do that. So it can happen. Let's get on board with Thomas Jack and just see what he sees. A clear road in front of him. And I guess he's hoping for that the entire way through. Just going to bunch that pack up a little bit. Just hear that wonderful German engineering underneath it. Get some revs in through heel. And his trademark stay away on the rear end. There's a few drivers behind him that are not going to heed that warning today. As they come round to the second to last corner, they slow right up. Get that pack built up, ready for hopefully a cleaner start. Gonz? We can hope.
We knew it was coming though, it's Watkins.
It's Watkins, it's going to happen up the S's. These cars bunch up. Let's get on board again with Robin Mo, who has the most work to do in that rookie monsters car. Enjoying the Honda. Surrounded by Mercedes on all flanks.
Well, hold on.
Coming up to the green flag. Cars are ready.
Green light, green light.
And it's Green and Watkins for the second time tonight. Oh, and it's almost free wide again into T1. Let's keep an eye on the action further down the field. This pack with Lagavin leading it in that BMW up through the S's. Clean and close racing all and down the field.
They made it.
Oh, beautiful. They made it out of it. Oh, someone's off to the runoff. That is Schrott on the runoff. And Ballin being forced wide. Comes in quite close in front of the Aaron Fiedler. Let's have a look how the leaders are handling it. Looks like Tom has opened up a lovely little gap just this quickly already. Absolutely rapid. And the number 48 car has gone off. Fail Games has done that. His namesake once more. That's fine. He's got the GT3. He's got loads of time to catch up and make a good, strong finish to the season. Parnell in that number 5 Aston has made his way through the GT4 safely, which we do love to see. As they come out of the boot to finish our first lap of racing and settle in for the next 58 minutes. Watkins Glen.
Oh, there's something's happened to the GT4s. There's a GT3 in the mix there.
Oh, that is M. Van Glen, who seems like he had a bit of a rough exit. That's fine, he's got the time and the pace in that McLaren to get himself through them safely. Let's just see what's going on. Let's have a little check with Robin Moore, see how he's faring on this. It's like he's being chased by Bielak. He's having to defend his spot rather than fight for the places up front, which is what he'd be wanting to do right now.
Can you make the climbing tower to gaps, please?
There we go. Let's get those gaps up there.
I can't see the gaps because Discord, but
Well, it looks like the field's already spreading apart with no real close racing going on. But as we know, it is quite a long race. It's not exactly a sprint, and the pit stops are going to come in and shake some things up, hopefully.
we go on the jack for a minute, see what he's doing. Is he driving off, or is he?
It looks like he's gained a good half a second from Beeg, but Beeg is closing it. The power of that Mercedes on the straight line just is all through the corners that Jack is getting those absolutely stellar times.
Sort of getting himself set up around there, make a run for it down towards the bus stop.
Yeah, and also
Beeg
has had the fastest lap of the race and has so much overspeed on it. And that little bubble onto the grass is going to lose Jack a position. I don't think he's going to be able to defend it at all. Just going to see that. He knows that as long as he finishes in front of Mo, he's going to win the championship. So there's no point in fighting and possibly ruining your race.
Jack, you mean, yeah?
Yeah, for Jack. It's all on Mr. Robin Mo to fight for his championship. Let's leave the leaders for a little while. We'll keep an eye on see if the gaps get any closer. But it seems like Christian Schlott is in the chase after having that little off that meant he had to take the escape road on lap 1. So he's going to try and come up behind Stockman. He has been gaining every lap so far on this.
August starting to build a bit of a gap there, as we thought he probably would do.
Yeah, and also Beeg has already opened up a 6/10 gap in one lap to Thomas Jack.
Thomas Jack will hope he can just stay with him and use him.
Yeah. He's not going to try anything risky, it looks like.
Right.
However, it looks like the president has been catching about 2/10 this lap on Thomas Jack.
He's quick, mate. He's quick. Of course, I think struggles around here on race distance, especially an hour. Sprint races, I imagine you can get away with it,
but one bad pit stop, or even Thomas Jack, maybe if he was unfortunate enough to speed in the pit lane, that could affect the title in a major way. Let's see if he can start building a gap. Looks like he's already opened that gap up to 6 tenths, just coming through the more technical section where that Porsche is going to shine. Well, in the first half of this lap, where that flat out speed of the Mercedes is going to beat him. It's going to be rough to keep him behind. Yeah, looks like the packs are already separating. And the President gaining 2 tenths just on that straight alone. Looks like we missed an overtake with Barnes and Fiedlak. This seems like they've been fighting quite a lot the last couple of laps. Oh, and Ballin has just been collected!
That's Fiedlak.
And that's Fiedlak. Aaron just been collected by Ballin.
Oh, I told you he's had a hell of a season, Mr. Aaron.
And just unfortunate, so it seems like he's having the signs issue of it's not his fault. And just as that happened, we missed the overtake that Schott made until Stockman. It looked like it was just extra speed on that straight, gave him the extra advantage he needs. Let's see if Stockman tries to fight back for it. Or a Schott.
Too bad.
Seems like Schrott's now got his eyes on the other Fiedlak.
Yeah.
Just trying to get the pure overspeed. Coming into tow. He just goes a little bit deep and Fiedlak keeps it on the inside. And that's put Stockman back into the fight.
Yeah, teammates. I think they'll be alright. I suppose it's, like I said, teammates go out the window a little bit, but you won't do anything too crazy, well, you shouldn't.
Sometimes you don't mean to do anything, just a little, you lose the back end a little bit.
Yeah, brake a bit too late, you know. I've done it, and they've all been there. I think you're driving really. Sometimes driving careful. That, like if you're not in a rhythm, it can be quite dangerous, you know.
Yeah, and just because they're teammates, if that means that cars around them can take advantage of them being a bit cautious, they're going to both lose out on it. And it seems like he has the overspeed on Fiedlak. Is Fiedlak going to give the position? Is that some team orders, or are they going to fight for it? Oh, that didn't quite look like team orders. That didn't look like he had to fight. And it looks like Stockman's going to take advantage of that, coming up on the inside. Changes onto the outside.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Oh, he doesn't want to risk it on the outside. He plays safe there. Some very good, clean driving. Oh, and Moreno just got Jack. Jack has slipped to 4th place. What's happened since we left him?
I do not know.
How did we not notice that at all?
Don't know, Jeff.
What's happened here? Let's keep an eye on it, because now it's Mo and Jack next to each other. There's a 1.5 second gap, but I'm fully sure that the Honda can make that up over the course of the next 50 minutes.
Mr. AA one in the pit.
Yeah, for that damage of coming right into the side of Ballin. I wonder if Ballin's going to have to pit for damage soon as well. We'll keep an eye on it for you. It's a shame that the 206 car has come into the pits.
So 2 title contenders now, separated by less than a second. Shall we go on into that?
Has that 1.5 second gap is now 1.1 seconds, and it is only going to get closer.
If you do rear wing mode, we'll watch Robin
catching him on the straight. Oh, what a wonderful shot!
Sorry, I don't mean to be literally.
Oh no, you are 100% correct. I will keep an eye on the rest of the contenders here. See if we can see anything spicy happening that we can possibly cut together. Aaron in the pits is being lapped now by quite a few contenders. And Ballin has now also come to the pits for damage, as you can see on that 141. It was unfortunate. It looked like it was just a spin out that caused some damage to 2 very well respected races.
Aaron's left the pits and he's done his required stop, so he's put new tyres on.
He's going to try and
Added
go to the
some fuel
end.
at least. Easy doable. You can do an hour and 10 minutes on some tracks in these.
Oh, 100%, yeah, especially in that Audi has quite a large fuel tank
Let's just fill
for
up the
this
tank.
series.
Or not, maybe not fully, but a good amount of it.
It's going to be a heavy load, and if you're, hopefully he's used to driving with that that weight, and he can get it around the corners nice and cleanly.
Let's stop.
Seems good. Let's have a look. Is there anything else close? There is barely any time at all between Dan Scott and M. Randall in those Porsches.
Yeah. Have a little look at my
Dan Scott and Langevin. My apologies. It is Scott and Langevin who have a couple of attempts between them.
This gap's kind of stayed stale, so
Let's have a look how that is progressing in that class. We'll move it over to this lovely TV cam so you can see the gap is barely anything on this track. That is an easy gap to get up through the S's. But BMW is looking surprisingly quick in a straight line.
Forster's going to struggle.
Borland has come out in the middle of traffic, a lap down. It's going to really affect the rest of his race. Oh, and a little bit of an off the strut, but he just got the overtake on the straight coming in. See any other interesting battles? Seems like there is just a 10th between Barack and Moreno. That's second place. And it's allowing for Jack to come back in the line.
Hell of a driver around there, Mr. President.
President giving us the closest battle so far.
Say it every time Pierre's in shot, but he's not fun to be in front of. He's late on the brakes, he tries to scare you and make you caution to mistakes, mate. It's spooky. Spooky keeping your lap time, you know?
Tries to keep you off your game while keeping on his.
Yeah, of course, yeah, makes you go a little bit deep, make a little bit early.
This fighting, a little bit sideways there for Thomas Jack coming out of the second last corner. And you can see the gap that Beeg has is possibly insurmountable outside of a mistake. Which is not what you want to hear.
Yeah, but actually, if you want to go on to the leader in a little bit, they're about to go to the GT4s, so...
Let's see some. We'll definitely look at that. We will be judging people on their patience,
He's on their way.
Their style, their control, their damage, and their aggression. It's beautiful.
Yeah, go to Beak.
Let's go to Beeg. You see him coming out of that outer loop. This beautiful Paul Mercedes.
Oh.
The big blue monster. Oh, the KTM sideways!
Hello. So there's obviously been an incident there between the Porsche.
We'll have to have a closer look to that. It's
not sure you know how to use the replay system, do you? But it's a bit late for me to explain it now.
No, I know how to use it.
Okay.
Oh, but
you can go on like the incident screen and go on.
It doesn't want to show. It says replay time not known. That's useful.
Oh, right.
So as soon as I get a broken replay system, we will.
Oh, we can't use it anyway.
That is absolutely fine. B coming through. Looks like air on feedback is stopped once more.
Yellows are out for someone as well.
Yeah, it was for feedback. Stopped on track somewhere.
I think the rest
Hopefully
of the traffic
right.
is getting held up behind. Mr. President and all that. There should be a little room for overtakes there if you want to go back onto that.
Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. The gap is thing off. Joel coming up to the side just gives us space, but he's come back in front of Robert Moe. If that stays all the way up to the bus stop, they could have some issues with that. Hopefully people are aware that the GT4s are not required to get out of the way.
They're racing.
They're allowed to race.
You got past them.
coming into the stop, this has not caused as many issues as it possibly could have. But the question is, where does Strowman go? He's making the GT3's race very tight to the corner.
I think Thomas Jack's the biggest. Well, actually, Robin Lowe lost a lot of time, didn't he, through that first sector? Not gonna like that.
Oh yeah, but now it's all about, look. Although Thomas Jack got past that GT4 nice and cleanly, Mo had to come off the racing line for it. So that's even more time gained for our championship leader. And now it is tight for P2. Biggest
Green Lux in the pits again. Must have been what the yellows were for.
Yeah, and it looks like he has left the race. It looks like that damage has become too much and they've had to retire. That is a sad ending to the season for Aaron Fiedelack.
Let's send him a message.
Let's hope his brother can... Is it his I don't know, is the other Fiedelack his dad? The other Fiedelack, the senior Fiedelack. Hope we bring back some glory and win the AM race for them. And now P2 Fight has to deal with the menace in the cheddar. The cheesy boy. And he's giving them a nice wide berth. How much is he going to hold up Thomas Jack though? Sticking to the racing line. Jack's got to come off it. That is about 3 or 4 tenths worth of time that Robin Moe has gained to Jack because of that GT4 traffic.
Great boy in the pits as well, that's very early.
Oh,
Michael Randall.
there's Porsche in the pits. Oh! Thomas Jack has spun!
And that is how quickly a championship can change. There's now Robin Moe.
And Robin Moe has got through there nice and cleanly.
Oh, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. One
Just a
little mistake.
small mistake.
And that's championship change.
Sometimes you need a miracle, sometimes you need a mistake.
Not over yet, though.
Robin Moe may have got both, but there is 40 minutes left of this race.
This will be literally wiping the floor with RP Championship this season if Robin Moe gets this. He won the RP in front of me. Sorry, the FP.
Yep.
In front of me.
And we're
for a clean sweep.
And had a very good showing in the endurance race yesterday as well, I believe.
Yeah.
And this is really going to test Robin's mental more than anything. If he just needs now he knows he can't make a mistake.
It's got a good gap now. Well, at least 10 seconds, isn't it? Surely.
Let's have a look.
Not easy. It's more. It's more.
It's
like 15 seconds.
Thomas Jack has gone down to 11th place.
Yeah.
With a total
Robin
gap
can just,
difference.
Knock off a couple of percent of driving now. And
So
just take it a bit more chill.
I'll give you the gap to leader. Robin Moe, 9.5 seconds to be. Thomas Jack, 36 seconds.
Oh, wow.
And has come into the pits early.
Oh, wow.
Because of the short tyres from spinning like that. He is going to hope that he can go to the end of the race on a new set of tyres.
Oh, mate.
So when it comes to the time
that is how quickly it can change, and we witnessed that live as well. We saw it in the background.
It was just a small mistake on the exit of the loop, and it lost so much.
Oh,
it looks like that slip angle's working out.
oh.
Let's just pop up with Moreno, who is still on the rear end of Mr. President, and this is going to be the close racing that we love to see.
He's sweating. This president is sweating right now. His heart rate to be like 140.
We'll have to keep an eye on how Thomas Jack can fight his way through the pack. He's going to have a lot of clean air coming out of the pits as well. Hopefully he doesn't get lapped by B. Big thing is when we see Robin Moe come into the pits, we're going to have to keep an eye on where Thomas Jack is on the track, or whether or not this early pit stop might have won in the race if he can keep it going, or won in the championship, I should say.
Almost worth coming in a half-hour mark now for Robin Moe, because I know the Honda's pretty bad for tyres around here, so you just want to evenly split it out. Because you know the Porsche's also pretty bad for tyres, and Thomas Jack's going to take it another 10 minutes. So you might as well just go in, change tyres,
Yeah.
put the required fuel in and go.
You don't want to have
Lose a
any
couple
issues
of
with that.
couple of seconds on your race time, but overall the championship.
Looks like our race leader has come in for an earlier pit stop, possibly to cut off Thomas Jack, but also possibly just due to a well-timed strategy, which means we have Mr. Barak just chilling in first place, being hounded by Moreno.
He's brought the gap up a little bit though. He's maybe backed off a little bit.
It's
but...
fluctuating a little bit. I think Moreno is also possibly keeping an eye on tyres or fuel.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a yellow flag for C. Schrott. I don't know why it was. Maybe he just lost it a little bit on the exit of the bus stop, but it doesn't feel like it's affected his race so far. A tight race though for the senior Fidelac. I think
Hurtle pitted as well in GT4 due to his damage. We saw him parked up, didn't we?
he pitted quite early on. Might have to go very, very long on that KTM, which doesn't have the biggest of fuel tanks in it.
10-second gap for Bonga, so he's just got to chill now, make it to the end.
Yeah.
Cruising. Put the radio on, bit of jazz, you know.
Yeah. That's going to look pretty nice.
Can we just do the YouTube bot check? No, we're good.
No YouTube bots yet?
Oh yeah.
One day. One day we'll be big enough for that.
Oh wait, we get bots. We do. Hey, just go around with all the live streaming channels.
Oh. And it looks like Schrott coming into the pits. Possibly that yellow flag might little off might have made him move the pits a little earlier than he might have wanted. Looks like he's going to drop a few positions, but Fidelac up through the S's. Let's get it on the helicam because it's beautiful racing in action. He's going to have a lot of tow coming up here. It looks like he's already got a little bit of overspeed. But McLaren is rapid. Backs off a little bit. Takes. Oh, and he hits the inside curb. And Borland is.
I'm not checking.
Oh, it's an unfortunate contact again, and Borland. Looks like Borland reset back to the pits.
Borland? Just Borland and who?
Borland went off, spun it on the outside of it, and it looks like Fidelac hit the inside barrier coming into it, and has caused some serious damage.
Pit now, do the damage. Oh, this is going to be a lot of time lost.
That's a huge out. He was just a couple of attempts behind Barnes and might have got him later onto the race. But that has really put a damper on the race for both Fidelacs. Hopefully it's not too bad and still clinch a podium today. But Langevin is side by side with Scott. Coming up through heel. Oh, Scott has a little... Langevin has a little... They're both not wanting to give up this position. It looks like Scott got the position off Langevin in the end. With a lovely overtake. And the President has built up a lovely little gap of about 6/10. No longer the close fighting that we were expecting. However, looks like Moreno isn't giving up.
I personally think we went in a little bit too early. I'm hoping that was fuel required, but
let's have a look. Yeah, Scott is already building up a near second gap to Langevin after that overtake. Must be feeling very good right now with that. Moreno has brought it back to just 2/10 in the gap. So everyone down to P12 in Beag has yet to pit for the GT3s. And only Hartle has pitted for the GT4s. Again, once we get to the pit stops, we'll keep an eye on where Thomas Jack comes out in regards to Robin Moe.
big gap. It's about 30 seconds, I reckon.
Let's have a look. Robin Moe.
More with the damage.
Robin Moe to leader, 5 seconds. Thomas Jack to leader, 1 minute 30.
Yeah, so it's, yeah.
That is about a pit stop gap for fuel and tyres. Tomašak is 25 seconds behind Big. There's a huge gap from how it was earlier on into the race.
Still got lucky with the damage, man.
Yeah.
Or the lack of.
Those bright red rims for the president. Absolutely stunning car. Speaking of stunning cars, Bongus has a massive gap. And it's just...
Looks like we've got a retiree as well.
Oh.
Games in the pits for a while.
Yeah, he's two laps down. Looks like the damage has caused him some issues. And a yellow flag for number 52. Must have got a little bit squirrely outside that bus stop. And let's just have a look if there's any close racing going on. Closest we've got is Langevin again coming up behind Scott. He is gaining a couple of attempts on him. Jeffrey Langevin in one of only 3 BMWs. Normally quite a popular car.
It's just a heads up, but Jack will be doing championship winners interviews tonight. It won't be race winners, it will be championship winners.
Yeah, and we will be...
unless they don't come in, and then obviously we'll revert to the race winner of that category. But
yeah, well, hopefully we can get some good interviews. We'll start with... We'll start with GT4s, then we'll do the AM, and then final off with the Pro. Just because that's going to be a... slightly more emotional, it looks like, with how the race has unfolded today.
we'll get Robin, whoever, but at this rate, Robin to do a shoe.
Yeah, currently with the current standings, it will be Robin Moe, but we're going to keep an eye on and see how much Tomašak can do in the next half an hour.
He takes one little slip up as we've seen, though, so not even halfway there yet.
Especially if Robin Moe does have any kind of contact or any kind of damage to the tyres after his pit stop, that would be absolutely devastating for him. But again, just this wonderful clean racing. Langevin just trying to get back that spot that Scott took from him a few laps back. Looks like T. Loafer is in the pits. We'll see where he comes out. And also we have... yeah, still that fail games sitting in the pits. It's definitely their race over. We see the everything kind of splitting out a little bit. You got that nice little gap there, 419. It's lacking a few of the slower GT3 cars, it looks like.
Seems like Biggs put himself into a good gap actually here, just a hot lap.
Oh, and with the yellow flag, Morello, it looks like he was. For some reason, the yellow flagged him coming into the pits, which hopefully doesn't mean a speeding in pit lane penalty.
Halfway mark. Keep pushing.
As the commentator just said there, we are at the halfway mark. And just as I say that, it looks like once again Langevin has got that gap being built up. Oh, but Scott's coming into the pits. Gets released. Does that mean Scott's going to go for the cut?
Here we go.
Bruno in the pits, Fiedlach in the pits, Scott in the pits.
I think the top two might be going a couple extra laps. It'll be worth it at this point.
Yeah, it looks like Barack and Mo want as fresh tyres as possible. Let's just see how Mo is going along, see how quick he's looking. He's got 7 seconds in front of him and 8 behind. He has got nothing to worry about except his own race, his own championship fight. Looks like Beeg has retaken Moreno, and it looks like it's close coming out of the pits. We'll snap back to them. There's now only half a second behind. That gap is building up to a second, just as in that better run out, but now on fresh
Wait,
tyres.
Pierre Moreno completely jumped E for the lead.
Oh no, he's behind.
Oh, okay, it's bugged. Okay.
Oh yeah, he hasn't. They haven't gone. They haven't gone round. There we go.
There we
Now it's
go.
updated
There we go.
properly. Only updates every sector or so, so it's a little bit slow. But the live timings that I've got showed that there was only half a second.
It's a bit curious
in the
then,
pit
because
stop.
Mr. President and Robin will be right there as well.
Oh, it looks like
Maybe
Mr.
Mr.
President has
in.
come into the pits.
He's seen what's happened. He's like, I'll have a chunk of that.
He doesn't want to lose anything, and Mo
Robin's
has
like,
taken him for the
"Oh."
lead for the first time this race. Our champion, our
Ready.
current championship leader.
We get another camera switch.
Oh yeah.
Are you ready? Oh, it's a wobble over.
Let's have a
Oh,
look.
it didn't. It didn't.
So here we come. See how long this pit stop is. This is a pretty big one. Who is it that he's trying to race to get out? Well, it's going to be big. I think he's going to more than happily get him.
The bombs in the pits as well, GT4.
There is more coming in the pits. It's looking good. Slowbum also in the pits. There's a GT4 stop happened already.
Speed lack has lost out a lot from that incident.
Yeah, must have quite a lot of
Hell of a
damage on
lot.
that.
Because Eli Schwartz is lost a lot as well, so let's have a quick look at the standings. I mean, I think he's still on course. I mean, where's Langevin?
Langevin is in 5th currently, but he hasn't pitted yet, and even has Barnes or Parnell, who has made his way from the back of the grid.
Yeah, I
up to
don't think.
eighth.
I think. I don't want to do maths, but I think feedback's still in a good chance.
Let's have a look. Where has Barat come out? He has come out just behind Moreno. He's only 3
Lost
seconds
out,
back. He's lost out on that pit stop. But the
What
important
difference a lap makes?
that undercut for
Yikes,
Moreno
that's
has
huge.
gained him 3 seconds
That's huge.
on President.
Pierre picked the perfect lap to go in.
Yeah, just been
Maybe
some,
Mr. President didn't untick the damage or something. I don't know.
or I think there might have been some traffic on that outlap
Yeah.
or for the in lap for Mr. President.
Leaders in.
He's in, Mo's in, so we're gonna be on board with Thomas Shack as we see him race his way.
He's really suffered from this, hasn't he? Jeez.
He is now only coming out the outer loop into the boot, but we are going to be on board as we watch that little dot, that 113 triangle on the map.
Oh, he's miles ahead.
How long is that pit
Miles
stop?
ahead.
As soon as we see Rob and Mo, that little triangle start to move.
Robin Mobile should come out 5th, maybe?
But it
Maybe, yeah, 5th, I think.
should come out 5th or maybe 6th, but the important thing is he comes out in front of Thomas Jack.
Other miles, yeah.
Oh, but we don't know how. We've seen some pit stops go badly. Robin Mo pit stop marker has come off and he's on the move. He has got so much room. As you see, he's now leaving the pit lane. And he's got 2 corners. And 1 corner free, that pit lane length. And he's come out. Let's have a look where it updates him. He's come out in 5th. That is absolutely beautiful. But he's actually lost 5 seconds to Barak where he was, which means he's lost 8 seconds to Moreno. So yeah,
He can just take a chill.
Pierre Moreno, absolutely worldy pit stop. That has gained him seconds, not tenths, on the competition around him.
I think that's pit stop. If he wins this race, that's pit stop of the year.
And now he's on the chase for the win, like you say.
Yeah, exactly. He was 4 seconds behind. Not saying stuck behind Mr. President, but being held up nicely, you know,
Oh,
in a
yeah,
racing
no.
way.
He's
And he somehow jumped in and then had slightly 1 lap pit stop and destroyed it.
yeah. We'll be on board. Thomas Jack is very much suffered from that off. He's 15 seconds behind Robin Mo on track right now.
And Goove in the pits as well.
For
after
his final
qualification from not pitting last time.
Yeah.
I think there must have been a mistake in the not changing the tyres or something last race. But
Yeah. And that will be the last pit stop, so it'll be a pure on pace or mistakes for the rest of the race. 23 and half, just over that,
Oh,
minutes to
there's the
go.
Cheddarati.
But alright, holding up. I'm going to put a gummy bear in my mouth. And switch over to this BMW right behind Parnell.
I'll just do a bot check. Oh,
And just as I say, right behind Parnell, Parnell pulls away at the toe, getting 2 tenths up on him on that one corner. And by 2 tenths, that is the current gap for our fight for first between B and Moreno. Mercedes versus Audi. But once again, as soon as I say it, out of the toe, just 2 tenths again. Must be quite hard to follow through that tight hairpin. We'll quickly switch back to this battle for P12. As they come up into the bus stop, there is a tenth between them. Oh, and a mistake by Loafer. That is going to put an end to that battle for at least the next few laps as he gets those tyres back up to where they need to be. But again, the story is a yellow flag for Schrott. He's come off, he's had to return to pits. That has given Mo some clean air. He just has Bongus ahead of him, and then there's a good 10 seconds up the road to the president, Mr. Barack. It's going to give him a little bit of a reprieve, do you think, Gonz, for Mo? Then he's not got much
yeah,
track
he's
ahead.
just on don't crash drive right now, aren't you? You're not pedal to the metal kind of thing.
Yeah, and he knows he can take all the time with Bongus to find the spot. He doesn't have to rush it.
It's operation not die, and that's literally it.
Yep.
You're not doing qualifying lap. Oh, you shouldn't be. Right.
Clean. Race pace coming up behind the Cheddarati. Takes his time, doesn't try and rush it. Through toe, and Beeg has opened up the gap to 7 tenths now to Moreno. Just driving that perfectly.
A shame there's not more for GT4s, that's what I keep thinking.
Yep. And there's not really any gap between them either. There's no close racing for GT4s. The only thing would be the 406 with Vincent Joel, with Schlober about 1.5 seconds behind him.
Need more for next season, so if you're ever interested anyone, join the Discord, sign up.
Oh yeah.
Taking a month-long break for Christmas and all that, or a 3-week break. Get some GT4s in, mix it up a bit.
And it seems like the commentator curse is going to continue, because as I say that Beeg's opened up a gap, he's now, with a little bit of GT4 help, Moreno has got within a couple of tenths of him, coming into a very fast part
as
of the
well.
track.
See, this is what I mean. We need more GT4s.
Oh! And Moreno loses the back end!
Thank God that's not a Ferrari, mate.
Oh, he would have gone round
Or
and
Honda.
round and round, yeah.
He'd be getting airlifted.
I think Moreno might have thought we were in the Dirt 2 championship for a second there, decided to take a little bit of off-roading.
They say you catch the course.
Should be careful of that. You don't want too many corner cut penalties. You don't want your race to be decided by an automatic drive-through. Everyone got pretty scot-free, getting no penalties on those pit lanes. This game is pretty
I
brutal.
think that's the first for this season, actually, but still hasn't got to stop going.
Yeah. That is a consistent feature of this series, it seems like. ACC
Pit lane penalties confirmed.
Not really scared about Punzerino. He's more scared about people just not hitting the brakes enough. Although I guess for specifically for the Glen, there is a lot more of a braking that needs to happen to get into the pit lane safely, just because of where it's situated on the track. So it does make
yeah, a communication went out as well where the entry wasn't being enforced, which was good because it means you don't go around on the apex a lot slower than you would.
Yeah,
so you've been taking a faster line into it. So
but yeah, as soon as you hit the apex, you're essentially braking.
yeah.
So you're
before it's just braking beforehand and then going stupidly slow on it. It's more dangerous in my eyes.
Yeah. It would be nice if they could open up a little bit of that.
Shorten you need to shorten that line to the apex of the corner.
Yep, or
All you gotta do.
introduce some kind of line coming out of the second to last corner. Leads you off the racing line a bit sooner. Nice little chicane coming into the pits. You know, we love those. Kind of like, a bit like China, a bit like Shanghai, but it comes right off the racing line.
I do love like the turn 1, 2, 3, 4 sequence.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
That circuit, completely off topic, is half one of the best racing tracks and half one of the worst.
Yeah.
So they really did kind of bring the you know, best of both worlds there. Oh, I wish they didn't.
You can tell what mood Tilke was in for what part of the design of the track, wasn't it? Started was loving life. By the end, it was so annoyed. It was like, right, you can just have
straight line,
90 degrees, job done.
Although I will
say, started like 10 minutes before it had to be handed in or something.
Yeah.
You know?
I will say that final hairpin into the into almost kind of like a flat out left-hander in some series is amazing. Although in F1 it does kind of break the rhythm up of the rest of the track.
Yeah.
And once again, Beak has somehow opened up another half-second gap. And we have a gap further down in 12th, 11th. Lothar on Parnell closed that down from a second it was a couple of laps ago.
You can pretty open up everywhere else, isn't it?
Yeah, closest gap is Barnes on Stockman, Moreno on Beak, and Lothar on Parnell. They're the only sub 1 seconds that I've got. Speaking of Lothar on Parnell, looks like Parnell had a little bit of a bad exit of toe. Lothar has gained some time on him, and possibly going out to heel, and in that final sector, makes the magic happen. Oh, speaking of magic happening, we've just missed that. Something's happened to Big. He slowed right down coming out of.
He hasn't been here for a while, but he's always got a pace.
Let's see if we can get a little bit of a replay action on that. Let's see what happened.
Oh.
See if we can see it on this one. If not, we'll go again for a replay.
He just lose into turn 1, maybe too much from the curb.
No, I think he might have lost it. We're not going to see it on this replay specifically, but I think he may have lost it going into the bus stop chicane. As you can see, Moreno getting very close coming up to that. And although that's happened, there's more gaps getting closer and closer. Scott and Langervin's now within a second. Lothar and Parnell is within a couple of tenths. We'll have a look at Parnell, see if we can get on that wing, see how close the BMW is chasing him down, that green machine.
I know it's rapid in that Audi. I know it's his first season in the car. It's been crazy job.
We had great end season. Oh, and he's gone a bit wide on it. Is he going to get the traction out of heel?
Aston things, he's good.
And we hear him shift down, get that traction, get that throttle on. Looks like he's got the traction through that complicated section of the track. Into the fast left-right. Again, he's opening that gap up on the back straight. It is absolutely wonderful driving. As you can see them both on their own, just Absolutely loving it to see Parnell.
The president's hanging on in there, aren't they? So
I think he's from our sponsor, isn't he, Parnell?
yeah, that's Pineapple Grip.
It's the Pineapple Grips himself. Must absolutely love getting to race this closely without the risk of someone else ruining it for him. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. That's gone pretty quickly afterwards. Let's have a look how close this Barnes and Stockman race is going to get. As we come up through the S's. Well, not the S's, sorry. Well, we'll call that is for a second. In that last section.
Down to 13 minutes now. It's gone pretty quick this last 15.
Not long at all.
That was flying by.
And again, the story has to be the battle between Tom and Mo.
One mistake, I told you. That's what it'd come down to at this
All
level.
it had to come down to.
One mistake.
Or Mo just has 12.5 minutes. And he just drive those as clean as he can. That should secure him a championship victory.
We head over to GT4, have a gander.
Let's have a look what's going on. Just give us one.
They haven't really seen much, to be honest with you.
Oh, and they got another off for Tom Jackson. Looks like he had a little bit of a moment there. But and the GT4 story is just bonkers. With absolutely no worries. Oh, the number 13 has stopped on the track. Looks like he must have had another off.
Oh, we've jinxed him.
Oh no.
From bad to worse.
We'll go back, have a look.
Oh.
And it's that same place again, that exit the outer loop is
transition. It's
so hard to transition on the Porsche. And then with the back, with some of the tyres overheated. And then also having traffic come through at the same time, there's nothing you can do there.
Unfortunate.
So we jump back to our live feed now. It looks like the battle for 5th position is getting nice and warm. And it looks like the battle for 2nd is also heating up, as it looks like Barack had the lead for a second there. Let's see what happened there. Is this the GT4 traffic? For some reason it was telling me that Big and Isaac are overtaking each other.
Mr. President definitely gained some time for sure. Look at that.
Look at that run.
P2.
That's why he had the lead. He had the lead going in, but on the inside, breaking into that section, you can't risk it. And as he pushed the man off, he wisely gives him the spot back. That is absolutely wonderful. It looks like we've got some more close battles coming up. When we go back to our live feed, we're going to see Brack just a 10th behind that fight for 2nd place. Looks like just a little tricky section. Axon doesn't really like that uphill left-hander. He absolutely loves the first section of this track, so it's going to be a lovely fight for these two. When 2 drivers are in the same car, you know it comes purely down to the man behind the wheel. Little dummy up the inside. Oh, and he makes it work!
Oh,
what a move! Now, can he get the traction out? Big is going to have a better run through the S's and up to the loops. So he's going to like, oh! He comes across a bit too much. Causes contact and is in the wall.
That's going to be...
that's a lot of damage on that rear right of that lovely, lovely car. I hope that doesn't put him out of the race, but might put him out of a few positions. As Robin Moore is going to be hunting him.
Place gone.
Yeah, 2nd place is now almost guaranteed to be locked in for Big. With under just 9 minutes to go, that is not the kind of mistake you want to be making. Again, we'll get back onto this fight between Scott and Langovitz. We're going on all race. It's for that second place position for the AM class. As we have a lovely run in that Porsche. Can you get the grip, the traction? Oh, he comes across. With, I'm going to go and pick up some marbles, it looks like. Not giving him that toe. Just absolutely beautiful through the section.
Love it. Great section of corners.
Yeah. And then all the way down into the boot, down the chute. Sweeping, slightly banked left-hander. Downhill into the tight right hairpin. And it's all about getting traction out of this. That will lead you to a lovely exit. And that speed should carry you all the way to the final corners of the track.
What's the gap looking like tomorrow, Mr. President?
No, Mr. President, it is 5. It was 7 seconds. It's now 4.5. He is now only a corner or so behind. And we're going to have to see how that hard acceleration.
That's going to be it. It's going to be like the road. Mo doesn't need to risk anything to the podium, but I think he's going to catch on damage, so this will be interesting.
We'll just see how much damage it's caused. Doesn't look like the gap is closing that much, actually. So, Mr. President, in the 113 might have, well, sorry, in the 722 might have got lucky. Thomas Jack's just causing another yellow flag into that final sector. No. Damage from earlier must not have been repaired.
He's not going to be happy right now. He's fully muted.
Yeah, he is. Came into this as one of the favourites. Just a couple of unlucky mistakes. That Porsche not settling in those high acceleration.
Once you make
corners.
one, you've got to push. You know, you need to gain time. Then it's very hard to gain time.
Could have been a little bit of frustration. You know, qualifying very high up, losing a few places on the first few laps. You know you need to push a bit more, but if you push too much, that kind of stuff happens. That's why we love racing. And let's skip to the battle for 5th and 6th right now, with Barnes chasing Stockman. Connor Barnes in the AM class, who I definitely don't think that's going to be the case next season, with the quality of racing he's had today, at least. I don't know if this is consistent, but if this is what he's doing day in, day out, he should definitely be up there with those pro drivers, giving them a run for their money. But yeah, it seems like all the battling now is 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th. They are close together, both of them coming through these last sector corners with only 6 minutes left on the clock. There's only going to be just around 4 laps left. Oh, and Scott looks to have a little off.
Uh-oh.
Oh, let's...
Final corner, that looks like, yeah. Oh, he's hit the wall.
Let's have a look, see what happened.
Oh,
he just loses the back end, and that's going to rip his tyres to shred, and he's going to suffer for that.
Kept out of the wall, that's the main thing.
And as we snap back to Thomas Jack, it looks like he's just been taken by Fiedelac Sr. And now the closest battle is going to be this battle for 5th place. That small mistake from Mr. Scott, locking him into 8th, as there's 20 seconds behind him to the next closest driver. As we come to the 5-minute mark, this is going to be the big battle. Going for 5th place, can Barnes take one more pro driver in his final race of the year? What's your opinion, Gonz? Do you think he can do it with about 3-4 laps left to go?
I'm not sure. It's been close, isn't it?
It's been good racing all the way through.
Trying to figure out at this current rate if Sebastian Fiedelac still got it or not. Looking at the point structure right now.
Let's have a look. I can bring those points up now just for this last little bit, so we can have a look at it. You got Fiedelac is 49 points and Barnes is 28. So I think with the current standings, I think Fiedelac is going to lock in that GT AM class. As we know, the GT Pro class has got a little time left. Mo is 2 points ahead of Jack, and he's just going to be locked in that position for him. And we don't really show the GT4 class, do we? Bongus is miles ahead, and miles ahead in the points as well. So he's just standing going into the final couple of laps. Anything can happen. We've seen just a small off track causing that much time loss for a couple of drivers today. Could happen to any one of the 18 drivers still out on track. A mistake when lapping a GT4 this late in the race can also cost you quite badly. But the driver of the day, Gonz, who have you got so far? Who do you think's been absolutely smashing it?
Hard to choose.
I think I had to put my money so far on PM Moreno. That number 22 Audi has been in the thick of it, and it's been kept clean and out of trouble.
Yeah,
and it is
without
rewarded
being
him.
harsh, I kind of expect it from him. I'd probably go Mr. President, or
Yeah,
even big with Bongus for keeping it clean under pressure.
the number 722 car. And we can see Bongus in the window there as well.
Look at that, there we are. I planned that, isn't it?
Yeah, that is absolutely perfect.
There's a yellow somewhere.
There is a yellow for number 13, Thomas Jack, who has retired the car with just 2 minutes left in the race. Damage must have racked up quite badly.
He's called it. He's unmuted.
That is a sad ending to an amazing season.
I could be a really bad
Thomas Jack.
person, just drag him in right now. You could just get raw emotion, but I won't.
No, I think we should let him exist with himself for a little while. He should be very proud of what he's done this season. Not just
go through 100 pages of TOS to check what the mechanic can't say.
Oh, and it's very, very close between bars. He's got the outside line coming into the inner loop, and he's going to give it. He doesn't want to risk it. He knows he could have taken it. Oh, wait, well, Barnes has got it. No, he did have it, and he's lost it again. Stockman came back on the inside. Barnes being respectful of his fellow driver, not trying to crash them both out. Both want to finish their season with their heads held up high. Connor Barnes is the Moonsquid Racing car is absolutely gorgeous. Very, very unique on the grid. It's pastel colours. And just we'll go back to Bear Moreno as he comes round for the final lap of the race.
On the final lap. Give it a final push.
To get Mo crossing the line. It's just at this rate.
Yeah.
He is he champ.
Let's have a look. Yeah. I don't actually think anyone can take Robin Mo. Barack would have to win it, and Mo would have to DNF to take the title off him by a single point. And as much as we could will that into existence, I don't think Moreno or Beeg is going to have that much of an off.
Trying to find the scoring.
So as Moreno just comes down the chute, I think if you look into our DMs, you can 16 points for a win, I believe. It's all on the website. As he comes in, down to the toe, he is not slowing down at all. He wants this win. He knows he's going to have it. 34 laps total in that beautiful number 22 Audi. As he comes out of the boot into the final left-hander, a beautiful right-hand corner. Oh, he goes a little bit wide, a little bit of style for the final lap. Your race winner, at number 22 Audi, Pierre Moreno. You celebrate, but the important thing is the Barack just took it the final corner. Beeg had it off.
No way.
It looks like we're gonna have Ivan Barack, your second place for this final race. Simon Beeg coming in third. But your champion,
feeling bad for the earlier incident.
Robin Mo,
That's 2 out of 2 championships, Robin Moe.
Robin Moe absolutely smashed it. Has had the season, both seasons of his life. But let's just have a look. Mr. Barnes coming across the line to win in the AM category, but the championship winner for AM. Looks like it's going to be...
Pretty sure it is still.
I feel like...
it works on a slightly different point system.
Bongus has already crossed the line.
More than enough.
He's the Cheddarati has locked in. A little bit of a tap. We won't ignore that, boss man. But coming into the last sector now, our final championship winner. I believe there isn't anything that can go wrong for him. It's Papa Fidelak. Another Ring Esports team car. That wonderful Mercedes.
I believe that is championship.
I believe that is all of our champions locked in. We will have chats with them.
Obviously, this is provisional.
It's provisional.
1 day for tickets, but
it could change at any date. So we will update if there is a change to the championship. But what we will do is we will just go on a short break quickly, and then we will get our championship winners in for a chat. Bear with us. We'll be back in a minute or two.
Yeah, I will be leaving. So yeah, it's been a good season overall.
Yeah.
And, hopefully see you next season. And,
yeah, I hope I might be back. You never know.
Winners.
But as long as I don't call someone anything bad in the interview, we will go very well.
Yeah.
Okay, just bear with us. We'll be right back. Hello, and first up we have our GT Pro champion, Robin Moe. How are you feeling?
Oh man, thanks. It's yeah, it's a very nice feeling. It's the first time I ever won a championship in ACC in like 2 years of racing, so I'm completely over the moon about it.
Very good. And just I want to know what was going through your mind when you saw that your championship rival Thomas Jack had that off coming out of the outer loop. Was there a moment of a little bit of happiness, or was it a little bit of bittersweetness there for you? As I know you are both quite good friends.
It's hard to describe the feelings when you see that, because if you just look at the race, I started P5 a completely bottled quali, like completely bottled it. Also, I had the ballast, which I completely forgot about, so I was super slow. And when I saw him starting on pole and I'm P5, I was like, yeah, okay, it's done. And then I got a really good launch on the first race start, the red flagged one, and got up to P2, like really lucky, and I thought, okay, this is the best I can do here. But then it got red flagged, and my hopes and dreams were crushed again. And then the second race, I was like, yeah, okay, that's it again, P5, I can't do anything. And then of course, like as you said, we are good friends, and I felt bad for him because I think he would have deserved to win it. He's driven superbly this season. He missed the race and stuff, but yeah, it completely changed my feelings, because then I was really happy, as you said. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a bit of an emotional roller coaster on the commentary side as well, just because there was a little bit of commentator's curse on a few moments, with yourself losing some time to people around you, as we were rooting on a few people during the race. Maybe a bit biased, but yeah. What was one of your favourite moments from the series so far? Just for anyone that's watched some of the previous races might know them.
hard to explain. I think Donington was a personal favorite because I qualified P4 and got up to P2, and I knew the car wasn't great on that track, so that was probably my favorite drive of the season. But in general, the racing we had today was so good. Like, we had a 5-way battle at the start. You know, Darkia started ahead of me, won the race. You know, there were position changes all over the place. It was crazy, you know. I think this one is probably up there with my favorites.
Definitely a worthy race to cap off a really nice series. A slightly shorter series than normal. Will that factor into anything with the only 5 races and no drop at all?
To be fair, yeah, probably. Last season I got really unlucky, and I think it just went on for a bit too long, and I, you know, lost a bit of focus throughout the races and didn't practice enough and stuff. This one is, because it's so condensed, like you're really excited to get in the car because, you know, every race matters a lot. If you look at Iceman, for example, I think I don't know where he finished in the standings, whether he was 3rd or, I don't know, or 4th in the end, but he missed the first round. Had he raced, but he DNF'd, I think. I can't remember quite. Had he raced in that race or finished it in a good position, he could have won the championship today as well. So you could see like 5 races, really condensed. It makes it super interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so there was a bit of a strange gap going on in the fact that if you and Tom didn't finish the race, then Iceman could have actually won it with a win today. That was so that we were when Tom had his first off, we kind of had that little thing of that could happen, but no, everyone kept it together. It was very, very good racing. Congratulations on winning this series, and also I believe you won the RP, the Formula Pal series as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a really good month, I have to say. It was. But yeah, thank you for commentating, and everybody else for commentating, and also to the stewards, the other ones that are there, because yeah, there was probably a lot of workload this season. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very good.
Oh, go on. Sorry.
No, sorry.
Yeah, and also congrats to Tom and Iceman if he finished 3rd. I'm not sure, and Darkius today as well. You know, so, all the guys.
Yeah, so there was a little bit of a last lap run where Iceman, Mr. President, actually got 2nd place just behind Darkius.
So he gifted it to him, didn't he?
It might have been. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring those to it.
Iceman told me he gifted it, so I'm just gonna go by that. And yeah, I have to say, Simon, one of my friends, I've raced a lot of endurance races with him. He's a very good driver, so very nice of him to do that.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I am going to pull in our race winner and another member of the team here, bring in Darkius for Mr. Moreno.
And I'm gonna hop off, I think.
Yeah, well, I'll look at our race winner, and then we'll be right back with our championship winners right after that.
Okay. Thanks again, and see you.
Congratulations. Our GT Pro champion, Robin Moe, has left the building. I'm now going to get in our race winner for the GT Pro to bring in Mr. Moreno and see how he is doing. Hello, Mr. Moreno. Congratulations on the race win today.
Thank you.
How was it? How was that last little battle? How did it feel? Because we missed the overtake on the stream, but it looked like it was a worldie of a fight for 1st place for the race.
Yeah, so at first I was having a fight with Ivan Baraz, and it was a really good fight, but the whole time I was thinking, don't try anything rash, it's a long race. I think I have the pace, so I just need to sort of save the tires, manage the car, manage my pace, manage my emotions, and just not do anything that would, bin the race. So I focused on that. That worked out, and then I was just watching my my number of laps remaining for fuel versus Ivan. And then when I saw that Ivan wasn't pitting at the 30-minute mark, I went for the pit. I was expecting to overcut him, and I was expecting him to pit. But basically, I did the thing where if he pits, don't go. If he doesn't pit, then pit. So I did that. That worked out because I think I came out 3 or 4 seconds ahead.
Yeah.
And then Simon was just right in front of me, which I was surprised about. So I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, so it looks like we did the calculations. It looks like you gained about 8 seconds on that pit stop.
Did he have a bad pit stop?
There was some traffic for the drivers around you's in laps for the pit stop, so you timed it absolutely perfectly, and we did pick up on that, and it was We didn't know if it was on strategy or if you could see where everyone was, but it
Blind
looked
luck.
like blind luck, but still a absolutely wonderful pit stop. There's definitely definitely seemed like a factor in the race win, just on top of your insane pace throughout the entire race. So yeah, absolutely amazing race win. Any moments that stood out to you, other than the red flag? That I don't know if you saw that.
Well, yeah, because I caused it.
Oh, did you?
Well, me and Big had the run-in that caused it. I don't know if I was responsible or if he was. If I was just racing incident. Looking at it a few times, I think it's either me or racing incident. But in any case, probably for the best that we all restarted because that was just such a massive pile-up.
There was about 3/4 of the field got caught up in that, so there was a very good decision made by our director to get that reset.
Yeah, that was definitely the best outcome. No, I think the only moment that stood out was obviously after I got out of the pits, and then I saw that I was just right behind Big. So then I got a bit hungry for it, and then I just put my head down and followed him up until he made a mistake, really. And he had just a tiny mistake. We all did it probably at some point in the race in the chicane, the bus stop chicane. And my approach at that bus stop chicane was don't crash. And even if you're a few tenths slower than everybody else, and it worked out because eventually I just had a nice open door. And I was able to make the pass, and then it was just about managing the car till the end, not do any big mistakes.
Yeah, it looks like it was a very, very clean race from yourself. One of the few faster drivers that kept it clean the entire way around. Didn't see any instance involving you in the main race itself, so that was very good. Congratulations! It was an absolutely earned race win. There was nothing gifted to you there. It was absolutely pure pace. A little bit of luck with the pit stop, but congratulations, our race winner. Darkius.
Thank you. Yeah, just thanks to Muscle for organizing every single race and being there, and all the directors, our racing pals, for just organizing a great season. I wish I could participate in more races this season, but it was not meant to be this one. But I'll be back next one.
Good luck. Hopefully we can see your name at the top of the standings again next year.
Cheers, buddy.
Take care. So, next up for the interviews, I'm going to grab Mr. Sebastian Fiedlich, our championship winner for the GT3 AM category. Let's give you one moment. We'll be right back. Hello, Mr. Sebastian Fiedlich. Congratulations on winning the GT AM series for the RP series. This year, or was the last one of the year. How are you feeling?
Thank you very much. At first, feeling very good. Not very sufficient with or not very. I'm not grateful with the last 3 races because I dominated the first 2, and after that the 3rd race was the Monza race, I guess. Where I got the 3rd overall position in qualifying, and then got kicked into the 2nd chicane by one of the Astons, and Donington was a bad race. And today I had an 8-hour Indy race in the GT4 car and had half an hour of practice. So today it was just bring the championship home and look where Langevin is, because Zerlin wasn't here even. So feeling pretty good.
Yeah, it looked like
a very good season, a good short season.
The short season seems like it's definitely made some interesting things happen for the championship. How do you feel now that you've been able to put a good championship win in the books?
It's always good to be or to bring home a title, even you can't buy anything from it. But it was a good race. I was a little bit disappointed at first that they put me into the AM series, because I feel I'm a rather quick driver, not quick on one lap, but quick but a very consistent driver. And I beat a lot of platinum drivers this year, I guess, in a lot of the races, so that's good. A little bit of a hit and miss races the last 2, but nevertheless, good season. But probably, as I said, a little bit too short, because I like to choose a different car every season I drive. and so you need 3 races to figure out what the car is different and where the strength of a car is. So, and after 5 races, season is already over again, so it's a little bit of a short season, but very interesting. Some good fights with all of the guys.
For sure. Yeah, so for the next season, are you looking to go into that pro category and try and show what you made out to them and try and get some wins off of those guys?
I don't know if I'm capable of wins, but because I'm, as I said, not fast enough to compete over 1 lap, but with a little bit of preparation and a little bit of practice, at least more than 5 laps, I should be capable of beating one or another of the platinum drivers. Yeah, for sure. Why not?
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be good. Anyway, say you're driving a different car each season. Have any had any thought of the next car that you're going to take to the track?
It's a pretty difficult question because, yeah, I like to keep it interesting, and as ACC is pretty dominant by GT3 cars, you can keep it interesting by taking another car every now and then. I'm not into taking a new car every season, but from now and then, as I said, I would like to have a new try a new car and try what the strengths of the other, learn what the strengths of the other cars is. Probably a BMW is the next choice, because I haven't driven this one in a long time. Yeah, let's see.
Let's see. Yeah, hopefully we can see you in our next series, and hopefully, yeah, we'll see you in that platinum class, taking some positions off, because you have been extremely quick for a lot of the races this season. Had a pretty commanding lead coming into the last race. Was that something that you thought about, that you could just take it a little bit easy and just make no mistakes and it's all yours, or was it still fighting for every position?
No, yeah, it's in front of the race today. I surely looked at the standings and exactly knew what I had to do to secure the championship. But when you're in the race, you forget about these things. You just go for it and have a good fight. And I had a nice fight with Connor Barnes in the first, on the opening laps, until I hit the inside barrier at the chicane, and then after that I just decided, okay, just repair the damage and bring home P4 or P5, whatever it is, to secure the championship. So yeah, I was thinking about it, but as long as you're competitive, you're not thinking about a championship. You want to overtake the guy in front of you, obviously, or hold the guys behind you back. So yeah, but in general, yeah, today it was all about securing the championship.
Yeah, we saw that contact on the inside barrier coming into the chicane. It was a very, very good battle up until then, but yeah, so we were hoping that it didn't make too much of an impact on your race, and yeah, good to know that you just decided to take it home. And congratulations again on that championship win. Thank you very much for racing with us, and good luck in the next season. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Thank you for your work, for your commentating. So thank you for Racing Pulse. My son Aaron introduced me to your community, and I'm very glad to be here and having a couple of nice races with a lot of quick drivers. So keep the good work coming, and father and son connection will be back in the next season, I guess.
Yeah, and we cannot wait for it. This is Sebastian Fiedlich, your winner for the GT3 AM class. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Now I have with me the winner of both the GT4 race and championship, Muscle or Bingus McBongus, depending on how you know him. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Pretty damn good, I think. Good race.
It was a good race, yeah. At which point did you kind of realise that you had it in the bag?
All fine.
Qualify.
I don't want to be arrogant about it, but if you look at the qualifying results, I was 2 seconds faster than the next fastest person.
It was.
I think at that point I kind of realized, like, I don't think this is going to be a tough race for me. And like I said, I'm not trying to be arrogant about it, but like, the Maserati is very good here, and yeah, it definitely made for a less challenging race than the other race season.
We could definitely see that the Maserati kind of had a mechanical advantage on there, but certainly the driver behind the wheel definitely has something to do with it. You have been kind of dominating the GT4 class this season, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Has there been any moments where you have just had a little bit of a challenge? Any highlights for yourself at all throughout the season?
As for moments of challenge, all of Monza. Monza does not play to the Maserati's strength at all, and the only reason I got the position I did was sheer luck. So, yeah, that was a tough race. It's the heavy braking zones are not the Maserati's strength. I think one of the highlights for me was actually preseason at Imola. I had a fight with Cookie for about the entire race. That was a lot of fun.
Very nice. Is there anything you'd like to just anything you'd like to mention about this race in particular? Because looks like you were kind of untouched for most of it. It was like there was a couple of moments of GT3 brilliance near you. Anything that kind of spooked you a little bit, or was it just kind of all nice and clean sailing?
Well, it was mostly self-inflicted. There were a few sketchy moments with GT3s, but it was mostly like they were coming up behind me, so I was trying to brake as late as possible, and then I overdid it. Some little things like that. I nearly lost it on the penultimate corner. I forget what number it is, but that was a little sketchy. That was right at the end of the race.
Yeah, the left-hander looked like there was a little bit of a back-end loss on a couple of those for a few people.
Yeah, it's easy to do that on the curbs, especially in this car. But no, it was mostly clean sailing for the majority of the race.
Very nice. Yeah. We kind of noticed on commentary it looked like you had about a good 10 to 12 second gap for most of the race. So yeah, even if you did make a pretty big off, I think you probably could have clawed it back.
I think so.
In regards to the GT4 class, something that you know is quite near and dear to my heart, what would you say to people that are kind of on the fence about trying the GT4 class in ACC?
Well, I think a lot of people, maybe from the outside, look at GT4s as just slower GT3s, and I don't think that's fair. It is slower, absolutely. I mean, there's obviously no arguing that, but it's just a different experience. GT3s are all nice and good, but the GT4s are just they're different in a way that they're better at racing side by side. They're not as aero dependent, so you can race door to door a lot easier. They shrug off impacts a lot better. You can get 5 or 8 seconds of damage in a GT3 or in a GT4 and not even notice. So it lends itself to a little bit more, hard racing. And they're, like I said, it's different experience. They're usually more understeery, but it's just something different to get used to. So if somebody's thinking about GT4, I would say just give it a good, honest try. I mean, one race isn't really gonna do it, and try all of them. Obviously, they're all a little different, so just give it a good, honest try.
I completely agree. You also get to drive kind of weird and interesting ones, like the Maserati and the KTM both perform very differently to anything else in the game at this point.
And one thing I will say about the Maserati, it is very difficult to drive at first. The lack of TC and especially the lack of ABS is hard to get used to when you've done GT3 racing where you have ABS and traction control and everything. But once you get used to it, and it does take some time, but once you get used to it, this car is so much fun. I love it more every time I drive it.
Well, congratulations again on winning the race and the championship season for GT4. Is there anything else you'd like to say to anyone who might actually be listening?
Yeah, thank you to all the other GT4 drivers for giving me a run for my money this season. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of good battles, especially at the beginning of the season. So thanks for driving the less popular cars with me. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely wonderful. Congratulations to our GT4 championship winner, Muscle. Good. Have a wonderful evening for yourself, good sir.
Thanks, you too.
All right. I'll just have it a quick 1 minute break, and then we'll be back with Connor Barnes, followed by Ivan Barash. Our last 2 interviews, so we have a winner and a story to tell. I'll be back after about a minute. Just bear with me. And we are back from break, and we are with Connor Barnes, the winner of the GT Am race today. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, really, really good. That was definitely an eventful race, but not too eventful. Definitely, it was nice that everything got restarted after the red, and we didn't have a major incident because I was upside down after that first start. But yeah, just kind of managed the pace. Tried to pick my battles accordingly. I was fighting Stockman for position at the end, and he's a plat, and we'd already gotten a few close calls up to that point. So I was like, you know what, like there's nothing really to be gained here, even though I feel like I could get by. So I just held position, kind of just took it easy, looked after my tires, it was kind of relaxing after actually the second stint once I felt like I had a good gap. So yeah, it was good. Big thanks to my friends at Formula Friends like Langevin and Schwartz and Santos, who wasn't able to race this season. Just great support and feel really competitive, and we love this game so much. So really nice to get another win.
Very, very nice. Yeah, your battle with Stockman, it was possibly one of the highlights of the stream.
Oh really? Fun.
It was being picked up a lot, like the gap changing from a couple of attempts to pulling back after getting close. It kept popping up throughout the second half of the race. It was, absolutely amazing racing. Definitely should be seeing you hopefully in the platinum class for the next season. Looks like you are.
Maybe I'll change my car and get a little slower.
Yeah, no, it looks like you were on the pace for battling that higher class. How does that make you feel?
Great, honestly. Like it's nice to kind of finally be there. I felt like I last did a full season in season 4, and that's right when the M4 had come out. So there's part of my mind that's like, well, maybe I'm like competing for like single digit overall positions because like this M4 is so powerful. But I feel like I really got this McLaren into a really good window this season. It was really fun doing a lot of setup work to try to figure out kind of what makes it happy, what makes it rotate and do so in a kind way. But yeah, like Langevin's pushing me the whole way. We're just neck and neck with pace, and it's just it's cool because we started playing this like 2 years ago, and we just anyone who like just starts, it's just such an uphill battle, but it feels nice. Yeah, just battling with plats. Like again, I felt like I could have gotten by because I don't know if Stockman had damage. I would believe that because he I was gaining a lot on the straights, more than I felt I should have been, and he seemed to be going wide almost every lap, so it felt like he maybe had damage or something. But yeah, just didn't want to risk it too much. But definitely, if I'm in plat, I'm sending it next time. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, not from what we could see, there wasn't a lot of damage on Stockman. I think his tyres might have just been giving up on him a little bit through the race. But
I
still,
see.
you were up behind him on pure pace. There was no denying that. It was an incredible race from yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So, is there anything you want to say? Any moments from the race or the season overall that you'd like to make a note of that you enjoyed particularly?
I mean, it was just kind of fun. Unfortunately, I had to miss the Monza race due to work scheduling emergency. So that kind of took me out of the hunt for the title. I felt like my Kyalami race was okay because I remember I got damage early on, so I was kind of just managing. I was just kind of doing damage limitation at that point. Hungary, I just completely imploded. I did not have a good race, even though I felt like I was quick. And then Monza obviously had to miss, but then the final two were really nice to, good validation for practicing a lot, having the pace to qualify up front with Scott and Fedelac. Like Seb Fedelac, massive congrats for winning the title. Like he was just so hard to beat the entire year, and then just getting a nice win in the dry and fighting with some platinums is always good fun. So yeah, we had a really good time this season. Looking forward to finally allowing myself to drive some other cars because I do not switch up what car I drive during the season. I just don't want to get the feel for another car, and maybe that's a bad idea, but we're looking forward to just kind of playing for fun a little bit and preparing for season 7. We're really excited.
No, that's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, cannot wait to see you back. Like I said, hopefully we'll see you fighting either at the top of the AM class or making that breakthrough into our pro class.
For sure.
And
yeah, great.
I can't wait to see you back after our Christmas break. Hopefully you enjoy the holiday season. Is there anyone else you want to say thanks to other than your team? Any shout outs you want to make?
No, I think that's about it. I think I mentioned Schwartz, Langevin, and Santos already, and hopefully we'll have some more from our server joining for the next season. And yeah, thank you for doing your commentary. And I always, like the day of, I always watch the stream afterwards, and it's always nicer to watch when we have a good result. So that'll be really nice. So thanks for your work. Happy holidays to everyone, and see you in season 7.
Yeah, see you in season 7. Congratulations, our race winner for the GT AM class, Connor Barnes.
Thank you very much.
Shake your bow, sir. Okay, so we might have one more just post-race interview, a little special one for us. I'm just going to put myself on mute, just double check that's going ahead. I'll be right back in about 20 seconds or so. So I am here with Ivan Barak, Mr. President, Captain Iceman. Little special Christmas interview just for the man himself, who had an absolutely amazing race that we captured so much of on stream. I thought I might as well get him in here to have a little chat. How are you doing, sir?
Well, I'm just waiting to go to sleep. Drink some pills because I'm really sick, so yeah.
Oh, you did that? You did that race that well while being ill?
Yes.
Oh, that I did not actually. I didn't know that. That might actually be a more interesting story. Yeah. How does it feel to put on that much for show and do that well while still feeling under the weather?
Well, it was a really interesting race, fighting with Dark and then with Beak, and also a little bit like that first 10 laps, us 5 just being right behind each other and just who's gonna make the first mistake, who's gonna crumble under the pressure. But yeah, it was a really interesting race and really fun one.
Very good. Yeah, it looks like you've been doing really well this entire series. Has it felt like it's been a good series for yourself?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. A few mistakes here and there, but I think I pulled like maximum maybe if I didn't have hardware issues on the first race, but yeah, what can you do?
Yeah, what can you do? Well, thought I'd just grab you in here just because, like I said, you were on the stream quite a lot. Was there any moment of that race that you felt you wanna point out as something that you thought was the most interesting for yourself?
I mean, just that whole first 30 minutes was amazing. Like nothing, putting a foot wrong each and then every one of us in the top, I don't know how many. I was just looking in front and behind me and just focusing, not watching anything besides us.
Very nice. Well, thank you very much for joining us for this series and for giving a little chat at the end, just to add a little bit of backstory to what was an amazing race for yourself. I believe you ended up coming back in P2, is that correct?
Yeah, I came back in P2, and I think the championship might be P3, depending on how the scoring is gonna go. But yeah, it could be like same points as Tom, so we're gonna see how RaceApp is gonna calculate it.
Yeah, and we'll have those final standings in the coming hours as well, just to give everyone that update. But yeah, thank you very much, Mr. President, for giving us a quick interview, a quick insight into what an absolute worldie of a race for yourself. Could have easily been P1, but Darkest was just that little bit faster, and with that absolutely amazing pit stop he had. But yeah, P2.
Yeah, that pit stop was amazing, just at the right window.
It looked like he gained about 8 seconds on that pit stop to a few people, and 5 seconds to yourself just on one. So it was an absolute blinder. Well, I will let you get some sleep and some rest. Thank you very much for just having a quick chat, and thank you very much for joining us, everyone. Enjoy the Christmas holidays and the New Year. We will see you in January for RP Series 7. Good night.